Ever told a woman she looked nice, only to watch your words land with a dull thud? You're not alone, and the fix isn't more compliments, it's better ones. Today, we're exploring 8 powerful phrases rooted in timeless wisdom and modern psychology that make a woman feel deeply seen and valued. These aren't about flattery. They're about genuine recognition. Most compliments in the world are superficial. They sound pleasant but evaporate instantly. People are accustomed to hearing, "You're beautiful," or "I like your outfit." Sure, these feel good for a second, but they fade fast, as if never spoken. But the phrase, "I see the effort you put into things," operates on a completely different level. It resonates because it doesn't praise something temporary, like appearance. It honors what truly requires time, dedication, and heart. Ancient thinkers understood that people crave recognition above all else, not for their outcomes, but for their dedication behind the scenes. Modern science confirms this. Studies show that acknowledging someone's effort triggers a stronger emotional response than praising the result alone. Why? Because effort is personal. It's a private struggle, the late nights, the resilience no one witnesses. When you notice that you're seeing a part of her she usually guards, this statement communicates something profound. You are not invisible. Your work, your choices, your discipline, I see them and I respect them. Most of the world only sees a finished product, the achievement, the polished exterior, the calm result. Hardly anyone acknowledges the long journey it took to get there, the moments of doubt, the discipline required, the inner strength it took to persist. This phrase shows her you perceive both the surface and the foundation. It says her dedication matters. She strives not from obligation, but because she has her own standards, dreams, and values. It tells her that the part of herself she thought went unnoticed, the part she worked so hard to build, is finally being recognized. And that creates a profound sense of emotional safety. When someone validates your effort, you feel you can be your authentic self around them. You feel appreciated for who you are, not just what you produce. Critically, few men offer this kind of acknowledgement. Most linger on the surface, often because they've never learned to speak from a deeper place. But when you use this phrase, you demonstrate emotional intelligence. You show maturity. You signal that you pay attention to character, not just cosmetics. In a world obsessed with quick attention, the person who sees genuine effort becomes truly memorable. You elevate the people around you. This phrase carries incredible weight. While the words are simple, most compliments fixate on appearance or trivial traits. People constantly hear, "You have a great smile," or "You're beautiful," or "I love your style." But almost no one hears their positive impact acknowledged. And that's precisely why this one lands so deeply. Research indicates we form our strongest bonds with those who make us feel significant. This phrase does exactly that. It tells her, your existence isn't passive. You actively improve things. Ponder that. Many people move through life wondering if they truly make anyone's life better. They question if their presence holds meaning, if their actions help others grow. And they rarely hear feedback about it. Not from colleagues, friends, or sometimes even family. So, when you tell a woman, you elevate the people around you, you're speaking to a part of her soul that seldom gets addressed. You're telling her she isn't merely liked. She's influential. She inspires. She naturally raises the energy in a room. She encourages people to think bigger, feel safer, or smile more easily. This isn't about beauty or possessions. It's about her core identity. And people never forget affirmations that touch their essence. This phrase says, your presence alone makes a difference. Most women rarely hear this. In fact, many constantly question the value they bring to their relationships. So, hearing this feels like someone finally sees the truth she hoped was visible. It also reveals that you're observing her impact, not just her image. You're noting how she interacts, listens, and supports others. That caliber of attention feels uncommon, safe, and significant. It reflects your own emotional intelligence. A man who notices subtle influences like kindness, empathy, or leadership sees beyond the facade, and that makes you stand out immediately. Furthermore, this isn't mere praise. It's a mirror. It reflects the best parts of herself, the qualities she may not voice but secretly hopes are seen. Many try to impress by boasting of their own accomplishments. But by highlighting her positive effect, you show humility and a deeper understanding of human connection. People aren't drawn to the loud or flashy. They're drawn to those who make them feel valued. When you say these words sincerely, it creates a quiet moment where she feels understood in an unexpected way. Such moments become part of her memory, part of the story she tells herself about you. Very few women ever receive this compliment. That's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Not because it's extravagant, but because it's authentically true. Your perspective always shifts my thinking. This acknowledgement stands apart from the usual. Most compliments target looks, style, or surface attributes. Beauty might capture attention briefly, but it doesn't sustain it. What truly endures, what genuinely pulls someone closer, is their intellect. That's why this phrase is so potent. It tells her that her ideas matter, not her appearance, not her vibe, but her thoughts, insights, and viewpoints. Great minds throughout history knew that people respect those who challenge their thinking, who offer new angles and open mental doors. Psychology supports this with the concept of cognitive intimacy, a deep connection forged through meaningful exchange of ideas. When you say, "Your perspective always shifts my thinking," you're telling her that her mind has impact. You're saying her ideas aren't just background noise. They're influential. Here's the reality. Many women aren't recognized for their intelligence. They get complimented on their beauty, body, or clothes, but their thoughts, their inner world, their opinions, few take time to appreciate that. That's why this affirmation feels exceptionally rare, and rarity is remembered. It tells her, "You don't just speak, you make me reflect. Your viewpoint is unique. You introduce ideas that challenge me. You expand my mind." That feels deeply meaningful. It fosters a deeper respect and forms a connection based not on appearance, but on how your minds engage. Imagine, she shares a simple observation, an opinion, a story. Most might ignore it or nod politely, but you truly absorb it. You let it alter your perspective. When she realizes her thoughts have the power to change yours, she feels valued on a higher plane. And that matters, because a woman who feels intellectually respected will always remember who made her feel that way. This phrase also says something about you. It shows you're open-minded, thoughtful, and appreciate depth. You're not listening merely to reply. You're listening to comprehend. Most people don't listen with that level of intention. They hear only surface words, but you demonstrate that you hear her differently, with curiosity. And curiosity is a powerful foundation for connection. This compliment is implicit proof that you're not just attracted to her, you're inspired by her. And inspiration is something people never forget. So, when you say, "Your perspective always shifts my thinking," you're offering an affirmation that touches her mind, her identity, and her sense of significance. It is subtle, deep, respectful, and uncommon. And that's precisely why it stays with her long after conversation ends. I respect your commitment to your principles. This phrase goes far beyond generic praise like "you're confident" or "you're strong." Confidence can be loud, displayed, or even fabricated. But conviction is different. Conviction is quiet. It resides in a person's values, choices, and actions. It's the part that remains solid when the world tries to shake it. That's why this acknowledgement touches a much deeper place. People admire confidence, but they are drawn to conviction. Timeless wisdom teaches that loyalty grows when you respect someone's core principles, the inner code they won't break, even when it's hard. Research agrees, showing that a person's moral identity is a central, powerful part of their being. So, when you say, "I respect your commitment to your principles," you are recognizing something sacred. You're valuing the part of her that guides her decisions, her boundaries, and her sense of self. Most people compliment achievements. Very few compliment values, and almost no one acknowledges integrity. So, this phrase resonates in a space typically left untouched. It tells her, you aren't easily swayed. You don't bend simply to please others. You know what matters to you, and you live with purpose. This doesn't just make her feel good. It makes her feel seen as a person of character. And that is rare. Consider how many people change their views to fit in, say one thing and do another, or lose themselves seeking approval. So when she encounters someone who says, "I respect your commitment to your principles," it's powerful because it honors an inner truth many conceal. You're recognizing her backbone, her internal fortitude, her ability to hold on to her identity even when it's uncomfortable, her capacity to say no when others say yes, her willingness to stand alone if it's right. That isn't merely attractive. It's deeply respectable. This phrase also communicates something about you. It shows you value inner strength. You respect ethical grounding. You're attracted to authenticity in a world full of pretense. It signals you see her not as an image, but as a person with a moral compass. Here's the beautiful part. People remember moments when someone recognized their integrity, not their looks or successes, but their character. Because character is a part forged through experience, lessons, pain, and growth. The part seldom discussed, but secretly hoped others notice. And when you notice, it builds trust. It creates respect. It fosters emotional safety, the sense she can be herself around you without fear or judgment. So when you tell her this, you're giving her a compliment she won't hear from many. That makes it unforgettable. You're acknowledging the strongest part of her, the part that doesn't change with trends, the part that defines who she is. And affirmations like that linger in the heart for a very long time. You calm the room just by being in it. This compliment is special because it highlights an influence most people never recognize in themselves. Some individuals brighten a space the moment they enter, not by being loud, impressive, or dramatic, but because their mere presence subtly shifts the energy. They don't force it. They don't perform. They simply exist, and the atmosphere improves. That's the power this phrase acknowledges. Studies on emotional contagion show that one person's mood and energy can reshape an entire environment, creating bonds stronger and more lasting than those based on physical attraction alone. Looks may grab a glance, but emotional presence is what people remember. So, when you say, you calm the room just by being in it, you're appreciating something she probably rarely hears. People might compliment her beauty, her clothes, or her skills, but her silent effect on a room's vibe? Almost never mentioned. That makes this phrase rare. It tells her, you bring tranquility to chaos. You bring warmth to coldness. You provide comfort without a word. You lift the atmosphere effortlessly. You're the kind of person others simply feel better around. It's the kind of statement that makes someone stop and think, no one has ever said that to me, because emotional presence can't be faked. It emanates naturally from who she is, her character, her kindness, her energy, the way she listens, smiles, and carries herself. It's the small unconscious things she does. Most never see it, but you do. And that makes her feel understood in a new way. Imagine, she doesn't say a word, yet the room feels different, lighter, warmer, more at ease. People talk more freely. Tension melts. And while no one knows why you noticed she doesn't just occupy space, she enhances it. This phrase also tells her she doesn't need to perform for you. She doesn't need to be perfect or try harder. Her natural state is already impactful, more than enough. And that's a powerful feeling for anyone. In a world where people constantly feel they must do more to be liked, this phrase says the opposite. You as you are valuable. It offers validation she didn't seek, but deeply appreciates. It shows emotional intelligence on your part. You're attuned to the energy she carries, not just her appearance. And it creates closeness because it shows you recognize a part of her most people miss. She didn't have to earn this compliment. Her mere existence improved the environment, and few affirmations feel as pure and sincere as that. So, when you say this, you're giving her a truth about herself she likely never realized, a truth that will stay with her. You have a keen eye for what others overlook. This phrase is powerful because it touches an aspect of identity rarely acknowledged. Many people move through life quietly observing details, emotions, and patterns, but they hardly ever get credit for it. It's a hidden skill, a silent strength residing in the mind, not on the surface. That's why this lands so deeply. Psychology points to a uniqueness trigger. People feel special when someone notices a quality they secretly value, especially an internal, subtle one. When you say, you have a keen eye for what others overlook, you're telling her that her awareness matters. You're saying she perceives the world differently. You're affirming she has a mind that catches what others miss, making her feel uniquely seen in a genuine way. This phrase says she's observant. She pays close attention. She reads between the lines. She listens with more than her ears. She listens with her intuition. She detects feelings in someone's eyes, tension in a voice, small energy shifts. And you're recognizing that part of her. Most overlook this trait because it doesn't shout for attention. It's quiet and internal. It's a quality only thoughtful people notice in others. So, when you see it in her, it signals something important. You're not just looking, you're truly seeing. You're not just hearing, you're understanding. You engage with depth, not just the surface. Most compliments women receive focus on the obvious. Her smile, her figure, her outfit. Those are fine, but they don't stand out. They don't leave a mark or make her feel distinct. They make her feel like anyone else. But when you compliment her perception, everything changes. It tells her she possesses a mind that sets her apart, a consciousness attended to details, emotions and moments others simply pass by. Here's an intriguing point. People who notice subtleties often feel misunderstood or invisible themselves. They think no one grasps the depth of their perception. So this phrase feels like someone finally recognizes that hidden, deeper layer. It also reflects your emotional intelligence. It shows you value awareness, curiosity, and attentiveness. You see life beyond headlines and surface impressions. That makes you stand out instantly. And when she realizes you appreciate her perceptiveness, it builds trust because it means you're paying attention to who she is, not just how she looks. This feels intimate because it's about her inner world, how her mind operates. It tells her she's not just attractive, she's insightful. Not just interesting, she's perceptive. She doesn't merely walk through life, she truly notices it. That's a trait most don't even recognize in themselves, let alone have acknowledged by another. So, when you say this, you're offering a rare form of recognition, the kind that makes her feel understood, valued, and seen on a level most never reach. And that's how you truly stand apart. Not by trying harder, but by seeing deeper. You inspire me to improve myself. This phrase is distinct because it doesn't just describe her, it describes her effect on you, and that makes it remarkably powerful. Most compliments address looks, personality, or skills. But this one is about something more profound. How her presence alters your direction, mindset, and standards. This isn't about her external qualities. It's about who you become when she's near. That's uncommon. Ancient philosophy held that real influence stems from elevation, making people rise simply by being near them. Modern studies on growth-based relationships confirm these are among the strongest bonds we form. So when you say, "You inspire me to improve myself," you're telling her she draws out a part of you that you're proud of. She doesn't push pressure or demand. Her very existence makes you want to rise. You're not saying she completes you. You're saying she inspires you. That's a world of difference. Think, how many people do we meet who genuinely motivate us to better ourselves? Not through criticism or comparison, but by being so grounded, kind, or passionate that we naturally want to match that energy. Very few. That's why this resonates so deeply. It also tells her something meaningful about herself. She has a positive impact. She adds value. She doesn't just occupy space. She elevates it. This phrase shows you pay attention to your own growth within the connection. It reveals you're someone who wants to evolve, to become stronger, wiser, or more disciplined because she motivates that desire. This creates a healthy dynamic. You're not placing her on a pedestal or becoming dependent. You're simply acknowledging a beautiful truth. Some people ignite something within us we didn't know was there. That spark is what this is about. And when she hears it, she feels a gentle power, not power over you, but power in her ability to foster positive change. People are seldom told they inspire others. Many don't realize their effect. So hearing it feels revelatory. It makes her think, my mere presence has meaning. My energy has impact. These realizations build emotional closeness, trust, and respect. Most importantly, they endure in memory. So when you say this, you're offering one of the highest compliments possible. It's rare, meaningful, powerful, and unforgettable. People don't fall for flattery. They fall for feeling profoundly understood. They fall for being truly seen in a distracted world. Use these phrases with honesty and respect. And remember, the strongest connection isn't built with perfect words, but with genuine attention. If this resonated with you, please like this video. It truly helps the channel Winds of Thought continue creating content like this.